Will the ATF ever approve it? Man, it's been 6 months. Come on, ATF. I want to shoot the AK any day now. In 6 months. What is this? It looks like my AK pistol, but there's a stock on it. Could it be? What is this? Looks like a Form 1 with a tax stamp on it approved and a signature on the bottom. After 6.5 months, the ATF NFA branch finally approved my Form 1. Looks like a few loaded magazines here. Let's try it out. Okay, enough with the silliness. Welcome back to the channel this morning. It's getting a little crisp in the mornings here in Tennessee. You can see the fog on my breath. What's true? Finally got the Form 1 back from ATF and picked this thing up from my dealer. He put the stock on it. We're going to go over more detail, but as I mentioned in the last video, it's got the Manticore Arms triangle stock and the Stormworks folding hinge. And so far, everything works good on it. The only complaint I have is the pin here on the Stormworks hinge wants to come up as I'm shooting. So after shooting about 3 magazines through it, it's sticking up about 1/4 of an inch or so, and I have to take a magazine, and it being an AK, hammer it back down. Now I don't think the pin itself pivots from what I can tell, so I may just put some epoxy or JB weld over it, take care of that problem. So we're going to shoot a few rounds here, and then we'll go over it in a little more detail. So as you can see, it's still a little early in the morning, and I'll back up a little more, see if we can get that flash in the screen. This thing doesn't have a flash hider on it. That's just your conical booster, I guess they call it. So we'll see if it's still kind of dark out here. Well, can't really tell on the camera, but it's about 7:45. See if we can get some flash on the camera there. So there we go. Get a lot of flash out of this little 10.5 inch barrel on the M92 PAP AK. Let's shoot it some more. Okay, now to go over it in more detail, I shot this gun for a while as it was in a pistol form when I first got it. I put probably about 1,500 rounds through it as a pistol, and since it's been an SBR, I've put about 350 to 400 rounds through it. Here's a close-up of the stock. Now if you've seen other triangle stocks on like Russian AKs, Bulgarians, things of that nature, this one is CNC machined, I believe, or forged, I don't know, out of aluminum, so it's solid piece. It's not stamped like a lot of the other stocks. Most noticeably, I've seen them on the Rifle Dynamics AKs. Jim Fuller's a big fan of those, and those have an actual trunnion that goes in here. It's not kind of jerry-rigged like this one here. But the guy that I had put this on, it's a buddy of mine, FFL, that I use, Michael Dresner of Law Enforcement Sales, located in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. He did a great job on it. He's put a few of these on for people, and he's developed a little bit different way than the manufacturer recommends to do it. It makes it a little stronger. And with the stock fully extended, and there's no wobble at all. It's very solid. And as far as the gun itself, the build quality, for what I paid for this, I paid $449 with free shipping from Classic Firearms a few years back. I think I got free shipping, I don't know. And then of course $20 and $25 transfer fee for the dealer. But the rivets on here are all pretty good, seated pretty well. I've not had any issues with the gun as far as malfunctioning or jamming or anything like that. The sights, you know, if you're familiar with the M92 PAP, got your little sight back here, and then I did put some white paint on the post up here to make it a little easier to see. And now I just have to figure out if I want to go with the Ultimac rail or install the Stormworks rail on the dust cover here. I think this would be okay. I've already got the rail, I just need to install it. In worst case scenario, I'll just have a rail on there and it looks more tactical. But unlike most other AKs, this has the hinged dust cover. So when it's closed, it's pretty solid. I wouldn't really worry about my red dot going off 0 if I had a red dot on there. And I have stained the handguards here, sanded them down, restained them. As it comes from the factory, they're sanded and just plain unfinished wood. So I wanted to make it look a little bit better. And the action on this is pretty smooth. Well, like I said, I've gotten probably all together since I've had this gun, I've probably put about 2,000 rounds through it. So action has worked in quite nicely. And there's a picture, you can see the internals there, standard AK affair. But it's worked very well. I use just the $4 tub of high temperature grease from Walmart. It stays very nicely. It keeps everything smoothed out the way it needs to be. Probably the only other thing I'm going to change on this, besides if I do the Ultimac rail, is a new muzzle device. I want to try a few different things out. I'm thinking about trying the Manticore Arms night brake on it, just to see how it does, because this does recoil a little bit more than a standard rifle length AK full size, whatever barrel length that happens to be, 16, 17, whatever it is. And I did put the US palm grip on here. I need to see if they make these for ARs, because this is awesome. It feels a lot like my VZ in the way it's laid out, and just the design of it, just a little bit bigger. The VZ grip is kind of small, but it's very, very ergonomic, and so is this one. You get a very good grip on it. I can't tout the I don't know, whatever you call it. I can't proclaim the benefits of this well enough. If you don't have one of these on your AK, you need to get one. They're only about $25, and that's $25 well spent. So let's take a few more shots here. I've got a small paper target set up downrange, and we'll see how the accuracy is. And one other thing I forgot to mention is the magazines. I've used a variety of magazines with this. It's worked well with everything so far, even the Tapco. We got 3 Tapco mags that came with it. And this one is a Yugo mag. It's one of the bolt hold open magazines. And I've got a few Magpul, the first generation magazines. Those are just range mags. If I was, having to defend myself or going to war or whatever with this gun, I would use these mags. Others, perfect for range. I've got a target set up down here. We'll see how accurate this gun can be at about 15 yards, which for me, the distances I would use this gun, that's, if I had to use this gun for defensive purposes, that would be the distances I would be shooting at. So let's see. Helps if you take the safety off. So I think that was 5 shots. Let's walk down here and take a look. So we're walking up to the target right now, and so far, for what this is, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of them got in the red. One of them kind of got in the red. So that's not bad for the crappy open sights that this thing has. Now, if I did that, I was actually out here yesterday and did that with my 300 blackout. I was shooting 5-shot groups into that same target. Got a bunch of those printed out. But I was getting, I was putting the same hole, putting bullets through the same hole. Now, at 15 yards, that's not much to brag about, but that is the inherent accuracy with having a red dot on the 300 blackout compared to the open sights on this, and just the accuracy potential on this. So I'm going to explore more on that later, comparing the 300 blackout SBR to the AK SBR. They're both 30 calibers. Big fan of a 30 caliber in a rifle, and we're going to see just how accurate these two are. And when I do that, we're going to go over here to the long range shooting bench. I believe it's somewhere between 75 and 100 yards. I'm not 100% sure about the distance on that. I just know it's longer than I can shoot here. So we'll be doing that later on, here in probably a few weeks. I've been meaning to get this video out on this gun for a couple weeks now. As I mentioned in a previous video, September is a busy month for me. And we went to the beach, got back, and I've been to the range twice. Well, this is my 3rd time back since we went to the beach. And each time I've come here, there's been other people here. Yesterday there were some police officers here training, so I couldn't, do any video then. Just shooting it, seeing the accuracy of this and the 300 black. So now nobody else is here right now, so no other competing gunshots or people on the range. I was finally able to get out here and do this. And pay close attention to this channel if you're a subscriber and you're interested. I've got something very, very cool coming in the mail next week. FedEx is bringing it, actually, so hopefully they get it to my house, not somebody else's house, like they're bad to do. But it will improve, not necessarily the video quality, but it'll just improve things. Very cool thing. So stay tuned for that. Guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. And if you're also a follower of Junk Food Zombie, be thinking about his family today. They're having to put one of their cats down. It was his wife's cat that she had since she was in middle school, I believe. I think she was 13, if I'm not mistaken, when she got it. But he is 17 years old now and is sick, and they've done everything possible to save him. But 17-year-old cat, sometimes you have to make those tough decisions. So be thinking about Junk Food Zombie and his family today. Thanks for watching, guys. So here's one thing I was talking about. You see the pin there that the hinge mechanism comes on. It likes to, when I use a Tennessee term here, it likes to waller itself out as you're shooting it. So I think I will either contact Stormworks, see if they have any ideas. With this being an NFA item, I can't exactly just send it to him to fix, and I don't want to take it off, so I'll get it fixed. One thing I want to cover here, I address you all as guys a lot. Now I realize some ladies may be watching the channel. Normally when I say that, it's just another term for person, people, when I say that. But right now I'm specifically addressing the men. Guys, it takes a real man to come out here and shoot an AK SBR wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt. Don't forget that.